Final score predictions. Where do you see this game going on Sunday?
I picked this as a loss during the record prediction. I'm going to say that the Niners lose this one 24-17.
Woo. 24-17. The total shutdown of the offense. 17 points. All right. Sterling.
This game's going to be close. It's going to be, I think, a similar feel to the Seahawks game, NFC West bout. The Cardinals are 2-0. You're 2-0. They want to prove to the rest of the world they can come in and beat the big dogs in their home opener. They think, now in year 3 of Jonathan Gannon, they're going to come out there and they're going to prove themselves. They're ready for that big leap into the playoff picture. For as much as San Francisco is injured, so are the Cardinals. And I think knowing the Cardinals aren't playing offenses that have Bryce Young and Spencer Rattler, don't have players like Christian McCaffrey, don't have or aren't playing against receivers like Pearsall, who can separate against almost anybody that isn't playing press coverage. I think San Francisco ekes this one out. Am I uber confident in that? Not entirely, but I just think San Francisco, unlike last year, does have the personnel on defense to hold the Cardinals offense back. I think San Francisco wins this game 26-20. Aaron said, 7-point game. I think it's a closer game. It's 6 points, albeit it is 1 point, but still it's a one-score game at the end of the day. The only thing that worries me is Kyler doesn't turn the ball over. 27th in turnover-worthy plays this year, so getting the football back may be the difference in this game for San Francisco's defense, and we already mentioned Fred Warner. It may be a big game for him. All-Pro Fred, prove thyself to be in the defense again. So watch out for that, but I think San Francisco stays undefeated 2-0 with Mac Jones. Can you believe that?
Yeah, I'd have to agree. I think Niners win this game. I see the final score being somewhere around the same thing, where it's about 26-21. It's going to be a closer game. I think the Niners will end up getting a lead, kind of like what we saw in the New Orleans Saints game, where it still is close, but they're able to, kind of secure their victory. I'm still worried about Kyler Murray. I still think that he's going to be able to use his legs to extend plays, extend drives, and that's what I'm most concerned about. James Conner is like he's like a dinosaur. He's big and strong, but the guy's he's got a lot of yards on, or a lot of miles under his legs. But the one thing that we have this year that we didn't have last year when we were blowing games to them is we have Christian McCaffrey. And I think McCaffrey's going to have a big game. Is he going to have one from the ground? Probably not. I think he'll rush for like 65 yards, but he's going to have like 6 to 8 catches for close to 100 yards. And we've seen already that his ability as a receiver out of the backfield has done wonders for San Francisco and allows them to extend plays. We saw that play where Mac Jones threw a first down strike to Christian McCaffrey on the sideline. And that was such a great play. And he came out of the backfield and lined up as a kind of a deeper receiver. So I think McCaffrey is going to have a big game. I don't think they have any answer for Christian McCaffrey as a receiver out of the backfield. I see Niners winning this game somewhere around 26-21, 28-21. That's my story, and that's my score, and I'm going to stick with that.
The reason I'm a little more negative is just there's 3 things.
You're never negative. What do you mean?
The Niners' run defense last week at times was getting gouged by Alvin Kamara. Like it wasn't pretty. I mean, you add into the fact of a quarterback that plays off script, and then you add on to the fact that Niners offensively are going to be super challenged in their ability to score points. That's why I see the game going the way it does. I also think the game can go the other way completely, very easily, where the 49ers, find a way to eke one out. These division games to me are always weird. Weird things happen, especially when we go to Arizona. Like when we go to Arizona, I don't know what it is. There's some sort of curse. We can easily, I don't know. And there's part of me that is like wanting to buy into the early season hype, but there's a part of me that wants to see, I do believe that this game is a barometer test for the 49ers to see exactly where they are.
See, I think this game is going to be a challenge for them, but I don't think this is the barometer game. I don't. I still think there's a lot of holes in the Arizona Cardinals defense and offense. Okay. I think the barometer game is going to be the game in 2 weeks when we play the Los Angeles Rams.
Sure.
That's going to be the game where, okay, put your money where your mouth is. If you're as good as you've proven that you are, you have to show it in this game on the road in LA. Obviously, it's Levi Stadium 2.0, but still, I think that's the game where you really test how good your team really is. Because the secondary of the Cardinals is all banged up, I think that they'll be able to throw the ball and move the ball down the field. And like I said, we've seen so many plays so far this season where Christian McCaffrey has literally bailed them out of the backfield as a receiver on fourth down. Just on quick outs, he's able to get the ball and get the first down. I think he's going to have a big game, and I see San Francisco winning this game and moving to 3-0 on the season.
There was some predictions I know me and Sterling did where, like, the Niners, I think we had a winning like 11 games, maybe 10.
I had 10. I think you had 12. You got more optimistic as the year went on.
Yeah. I mean, there's going to be some. I just don't think everything's going to be smooth sailing early with this defense.
Yeah, and
I think in order for this defense to be what I think it can be, we might see some things that are not as flattering, on defense with this young squad. I feel like it's bound to happen, and I think everyone's getting a little. Some 49er fans are getting a little overconfident, like, oh, we're 2-0.
But remember
usual.
now,
we're back.
This is one of the things about Kyle Shanahan is that everyone always says whenever he goes against a good defensive coordinator or a good defensive coach, he struggles. We saw it against the Vikings with Flores. Anytime he went against a good defensive coordinator, you saw some struggles coming out of the Kyle Shanahan offense. Is that going to happen again when Jonathan Gannon game plans against the Shanahan offense? I mean, look. Every game we've played with Gannon there has been a tough game. It's never a gimme. And he's aggressive as well. He goes for it on fourth down quite a bit, when he's able to. So this will be a good game for the Niners. But like I said, I still think they're going to win.
Hope you guys are right. And then I'll be tied. I'm okay being wrong on this one. That's it.
Are we to believe in... And I think Aaron is right. The Niners and Cardinals will split games this year, whether it's this game or whether it's one later in the season. Like, they're going to split. The Cardinals are a fine team, and the Cardinals usually play better in the first half of the season. So maybe this is the first loss they take. But are we under the interpretation that Jonathan Gannon somehow holds something over Kyle Shanahan?
No, but I think he presents a challenge for Kyle Shanahan. I don't think this is like a Pete Carroll versus, Jim Harbaugh, where it's like, God, they always seem to beat us. No, I think that he will present a challenge for Kyle Shanahan because I think he's a good coach. I think he coaches his teams extremely well. They're well disciplined, and I think that this is going to be a challenge for the Kyle Shanahan offense. But I think our defense is going to give them a lot of problems. I mean, basically every week these teams are going against two head coaches. They're going against Kyle Shanahan and Robert Saleh. And you literally see this season when the defense takes the field, Kyle Shanahan is looking at his Microsoft Surface, and he's like, "Okay, so I'm gonna do next." And he just lets Saleh run the team. All right, Saleh, you're up. Okay, and so it's really cool to see that dynamic. Last year, Nick Sorensen, it was like, oh, good God! Like, I think any one of us could have done a better job. Nick Sorensen,
and special teams too. Kyle was always like stressed.
I mean, like Peter Lee said this earlier, Nick Sorensen's defensive scheme was awful last year. Saleh is going to make a difference, and so far he has made the defense prepared and improved so far. I just want them to hold these offenses and not give up that late scoring drive that they have in both games so far, where it became closer than it really should have been. The Saints game was closer than it should have been.
The Dre Area Sports Show is brought to you by SeatGeek. Use promo code Dre Area Sports to save $20 on your first purchase at SeatGeek.com. And we are also brought to you by Taran Roy, the SEO Optimizer. If you're looking to boost your YouTube channel, then check out the SEO Optimizer. Use promo code Dre Area Sports to start your free trial today. Power Brand Systems. If you're looking to build a website for your small business or YouTube channel, then check out Power Brand Systems. Use promo code 300POWER to save up to $300 on your first purchase at Power Brand Systems.